In this video, we will discuss about the for loops in Python. For loop is used to execute a single or multiple block of statements repeatedly, where number of iteration is known. It is preferred over the while loop when the number of iterations are known in advance. It is mainly used for iterating over string, tuple, list, set or dictionary. We can even use the break and continue statements also inside the for loops. Syntax of for loop. For variable name and range followed by set of statements to be executed, where x is the variable that takes the value of the item inside the iteratable range for each iteration of the for loop. Loop continues until we reach the last item in the range. Then it comes out of the for loop and continue to execute the remaining of the program. For loops can also be used with an optional else block. The only condition for the else part to be executed is that the for loop is not terminated by a break statement. If the for loop is terminated with a break statement, then the else part is ignored. Syntax of for loop with else if similar to the for loop with just the addition of else block. For variable name and range followed by set of statements to be executed, where x is the variable that takes the value of the item inside the iteratable range for each iteration of the for loop. Loop continues until we reach the last item in the range. After the for loop, the else block is executed with the set of statements if the for loop has not used break statement to terminate the loop. Then it comes out of the else loop and continue to execute the remaining of the program. Let's discuss the for loop using a program. In the program, a list is declared with 4 values as A, B, C, and D. For statement is used with the variable I. Any variable name can be used here. It is basically used to store the values from the list to process it further. For I is followed by an operator followed by the list name. Print statement is added to print the values of variable I. Once executed, we can see that it prints all the values from the list one by one. Now let's add else block with the for loop and add a print statement to it. The program is executed again. This time we can see that after printing all the list value from A till D, it has also executed the print statement inside the else block. This is an expected behavior. The optional else block, if present, should always be executed unless the break statement is used in the for loop. So now let's add the break statement in the for loop and test the functionality again. If statement is added to check if the value of variable I is equal to character capital C, then call the break statement and terminate the for loop. When executed, we can see that it has printed the values only from A till B. Once the variable value reaches character C, the if condition evaluates to be true and calls the break statement. This not only exits the for loop but also the else statement associated with it. That's why the print statement in else block didn't got printed. Similarly, instead of list we can also use a string variable. For statement is added with a string hello Python. Print statement is added to print the value of string. Once executed, we can see that all the character of the string variable hello Python are getting printed one by one using the for loop. This is how we use the for loop in Python.